Good evening, friends. So, what do we do when, say, we're a medium, psychic medium? We can't trust our messages. We can't for ourselves. We know that what we get for other people is, accurate. We just know that we know that we know, but we have such a hard time getting readings for ourselves. We do card pulls for ourselves. We sit down, we do readings, for ourselves and just try to, tune in. We try to get messages. All the while, we're getting signs, we're getting synchronicities, we're getting all these things, and they're conflicting with what we're getting, and we can't because we're so emotionally attached to what's going on because it's about us. So what do we do in those situations? And, I've wrestled with this for, I guess since March this year. And, for me, I don't know if you maybe have gotten to this point, but like for me, I'm like totally not trusting my spiritual family for anything dealing with me. And I'm so put off that I don't even, I just don't even want to, I don't even want to continue, But I know that's what I'm supposed to do. It's my calling. It's what makes me happy. It's what makes me who I am. It's who I am. And so I'm just struggling with it. So what do you do when you can't get the messages for yourself? You're trying to interpret. It just doesn't, you don't have the confidence, the faith in it. Here's a couple things that I've done and in the past and am gonna do. The first thing I do is maybe go out and find yourself a deck of cards that just kind of calls to you. Whether it's a tarot deck or an oracle deck. For me, it's an oracle deck. I'm not a tarot reader. I've never been drawn to tarot. I'm not. I'm drawn to oracle, and it's just my cup of tea. And so, like right now, I got this deck. Like this is from Temu. Listen, small little nugget. Don't buy decks of cards from Temu. You're gonna get these small cards versus, unless that's your thing, you're not going to get a regular size card versus this, or you may even get playing size cards compared to this. Personally, I'd rather a bigger card than even this, but this is one of my newest decks along with this other one. And get you a deck, sit down, get your notebook, and if they're in number order, lay them all out in number order. Write down, look at each card, spend some time with it. Write down what you get off that card, your interpretation of that card. For me, the easiest ones to do that really, kind of helped me with that was animal cards. I love my animal cards, my animal spirit cards. I just love them. I'm so connected, I feel, with nature and animal spirits, nature spirits, that those just resonate really well with me. And so, what does this animal represent to you? What does it feel like? What is it telling you? What are you hearing? Write it down. Go down the line. It might take you, a couple weeks, maybe a month or so to go through, say, a deck of, 48, 64 cards and see what you get. You may get some answers to some things that's going on in your life. Another thing that really works is sit down and automatic write. Just empty your head, maybe meditate beforehand, empty your head, get in a nice, quiet, comfortable, cool space. Light some incense, some essential oils, get in your space that you feel comfortable in and just start writing, or maybe just hold your pencil or your pen to your paper, close your eyes, and ask Spirit to come through and just let it flow. It may not make any sense today. Tomorrow it may make sense. Might make sense right from the get-go. But do that. I'm going to tell you some of the best messages I've gotten for myself, as well as others, but mostly for myself, have been through automatic writing. Let Spirit just flow through you, enter into you, and flow through you and write. Draw. Automatic drawing is the same way. Let Spirit come in. Let Spirit take over. Let Spirit just, draw through you. Another way, and this will be the last one, is get a digital recorder. Use your phone, your recorder on your phone. get in a nice, comfortable space, and, you know, maybe make it a little darker. Some people say the spirit seems to connect better when it's dark. I don't necessarily believe that. I've gotten, messages and interactions with spirit in broad daylight, just as many as I've gotten in the total blackness. So, in pitch black of the night even. It just varies. I think each spirit is, kind of their own entity, we'll say, and they interact when they interact, and who they interact with, but make it a little darker, light you some incense, put it out there, bring in your protection right from the start, only allow those of love and light, to come in, and just start talking about, say, maybe the problems you got going on that you're dealing with. Maybe just ask direct questions. You want to specifically ask for your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors to come in. You don't necessarily want to ask any willy-nilly spirit to come in. You want your spiritual family, whatever you call them, your spiritual crew, your spiritual help, whatever you call them. To me, they're my spiritual family. My guides, angels, spirit animals, ancestors, ascended masters, so on and so forth. And ask the questions, that you may have about your current situation, and or just start talking about what's going on. Kind of like you're journaling it out, but talk it out. Then when you get done, you can listen back immediately if you're asking questions, especially, and listen real close. For me, I like to download it on my computer, put headphones on, and then listen that way. And you may be surprised at what you hear. You may get answers to your questions. You might get help on the situation you're dealing with. You will be surprised. Be open to it, though, and like I say, you definitely want to bring in that protection. You do not want willy-nilly, what I call transient spirits coming in and interacting with you, unless that's what you want. But personally, you're opening a door that you just don't. You never know, especially if you're new to this and you don't know maybe necessarily the feel of something. We'll say good, neutral, bad. So you definitely want to be careful with it. But for those of you that are a little more advanced, a little more comfortable with it, try it. Every reading I do for anybody, I record it and I email it to them. And then when I first started out in 2018, I would break down every reading I did for people, and hour and a half reading for people. Break it down, do the reading, break it down, then listen to it, break the reading down into 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute intervals, and listen for EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, spirit voices. Listen for that, then try to clean them up where they can be heard. It got to be too much for me, so I quit doing it for clients. I quit doing it. But for paranormal cases, I do I do those for that, and as well as if I do anything at the house, I will generally, for me, or if I have someone transient spirit come in, I will do that. But you'll be surprised what you get. You'll really be surprised what you get if you listen back. And there's software out there. I use Audacity to listen back and do my cleanup on doing EVP work. So hopefully those will maybe help you build some confidence back in your ability to get your messages for you as a medium, psychic medium, intuitive, empath, those callings for you. But hopefully those will help you, and you'll start building that confidence back to where you don't even need these things to do these things, except maybe it's for fun items. So